after we're done, we'll get started with the show. We'll have DraftKings in the middle of the show, and then after we're done with the show, then we can just do a straight True Car, and then we'll do our Never Too Hungover segment that I can splice in there somewhere.
We also need to do a promo for the podcast.
Yes, I don't think I'm going to have time tonight because I have to run home and put together I have to put together my other show that I get on Tuesday nights. But so I've been wanting Doc's voice for that specifically. Say, guys, we've had a great show so far. The so-and-so, and then I'm going to use a little bit of Doc's voice in there, maybe a time or two.
If we can nail something, that would be good.
Yeah, no, that'd be awesome.
Hey, so we're starting the live broadcast, but we've got a little bit of time before we get going. So just to go over the agenda, since I think I've talked to a bunch of people that are interested in checking this out. So Kevin Connolly is coming in, and we are going to be interviewing Doc Emrick, who is one of the most famous hockey announcers. He's a Hall of Famer, and he has agreed for us to call him at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So we're going to give him a call, and we're going to talk to him and ask him about his favorite calls and what it's like being in the Hockey Hall of Fame, having never laced up skates to play a game in his entire career. Sean Gosser's here. He's our producer. And
howdy, everyone.
And I see that Mitch Silpa is on. I want to congratulate Mitch on his Will and Grace appearance coming up. So that is awesome. And I think Mitch is one of the funniest people in comedy today. So it's going to be really cool. I can't wait to watch. But we are going to see Emrick calling in. He's getting prepared for his rivalry game tomorrow night. And this is where he literally sits at the arena the whole day before a game and meets the players and learns their names and goes over their stats. And he makes this storyboard of what's going to happen in the game. So he has all the stats and everything ready to go. It's totally insane. So anyway, we're waiting on Kevin. There is a podcast that's going on right next to me here. It's pretty loud. Sorry. Which is being done by Skype. And so I did an abdominoplasty today. I did a breast augmentation with mastopexy. I did an upper lip lift. And unfortunately, my patient from Chicago who came for a rhinoplasty had some skin thing going on. I couldn't operate on her. So that was kind of a bummer. But anyway, we are probably getting, sounds like they're done. That was the Geffen Playhouse podcast that was going on, which since coming to podcast 1, I've been checking out all these podcasts, which is kind of cool. So we will we'll get going shortly. Again, we're just waiting on Connolly, and then we'll go from there. If you guys, if you have any questions that you want to shoot in, I can probably take them now because it looks like we have about 5 minutes. So you can send me any comments. But tonight's episode, again, Doc Emrick. This is the agenda I put together. So this is what we're going to do. Oh, yeah, and I should say, one thing we are going to do is we're going to try this Never Too Hungover. Although we're not going to be drinking, we can try this stuff and see if it's any good. This is what it is. So this is the Never Too Hungover. So I don't, I've never tried it. This is a Maloof family product. Comes like this. Gosh, I can't even read these ingredients. They're so small. I need my loops to do it. So yeah, this is our title sponsor though. It says "Feel Great Tomorrow." I like that. Which is kind of. And
what's happening?
We're checking out our title sponsors.
There you go.
Yeah, we're live on Facebook too.
Nice.
So this is we're gonna actually try these, I think, during the podcast.
What is it?
Here, this is the Maloof family set.
All right.
So anyway, I'm gonna try to get this so we can see us both while we're doing a little bit of this. Anyway, you have a big week coming up.
I'm in crisis mode right now.
Are you? Are you all right?
Yeah.
You ready to talk to Doc?
I am. Yes, I am.
I mean, how cool is that?
You know what's crazy? we joke like, Trump and all this stuff about fake news, but on the internet, people put something on the internet,
They
somebody
put
picks
anything
it
they
up.
want.
There's just no recourse.
No, there's nothing you can do about it. I have people that can do something about it, though. If you want to talk
Yeah,
about
well, I mean, like that's what the other thing too.
it. I've been through that.
Well, it's like I'm the director, so it's like not really my job.
No.
Somebody else has to.
Absolutely. Let me get Doc's number here.
Are we gonna call him right out of the gate?
I think we're going to do a little bit of our intro and everything.
Okay.
He said 6 o'clock because he's prepping for rivalry.
Okay.
He calls every Wednesday.
Right.
That's his thing. At the end, though, too, I want to get your schedule because a lot of these guests, like Carcillo wants to crew here.
Yeah. Well, he's my buddy. He stays in my house.
What's up, dude? Good to see you.
How are you? Good to
Doing
see you.
good. Doing good.
guys,
This is
how are
Garrett.
ya?
How are you, man?
This is guy doing all our dirty work for. He's getting us
Oh, yeah,
never
that's
too
right.
hungover.
Okay.
I was at Tantrums
right.
with you guys that one night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's good to see you again.
Yeah.
Luke.
Jay.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
yeah. So
We
So
did
never
alright,
too
though, right?
hungover. We once a month for this campaign, we're gonna do a never too hungover segment, talking
Okay.
about hangovers, talking about the science behind
The Hangover.
hangover,
Okay.
why never too hungover is supposed to work.
yeah, so we come up with different creative ideas, and like some of them we were talking about having a team member come on and talk about stuff. But for this first one, since it's just the two of you guys,
Right.
they were hoping. I mean, to them, the biggest thing is like obviously the endorsement. So it's like talking about the product, if it works, what it tastes like, etc. You guys aren't hungover right now. You're not gonna be able to-
But it's to prevent hangovers.
It is.
I could be hungover by
No, but I think
Exactly.
you do. It's like before you go to bed. Is my guess. Right?
No, I
If
think
you
you're supposed
pour
to
it
take it before
before-
you go out drinking.
Before you go out drinking or after, right? It's supposed to have like benefits both ways.
So if we want to play it off like you guys are gonna go have some drinks after the show or something like that.
Well,
I may go directly to goal after this and get a buffalo wing blue cheese taco.
that actually sounds
They're
amazing.
ridiculously good.
So, but that's what we talked about. Just for future ones, is maybe in terms of experience, we can like obviously endorse goal. And tell people like, oh, we went out the other night, we had this drink, we used this, etc. For this one, since it's like the first one in the process, they kind of put together like a little outline or whatever.
Okay.
But they're hoping. I mean, obviously you guys just go into a conversation of like, what is a hangover? What causes a hangover? How much they suck, etc.
Yeah.
And then talk about the project itself. If you guys think it tastes good, something like that. Obviously.
So yeah, we can crack them open in the middle.
Oh,
and
this is actually a
do little
display
taste
case.
test.
I see.
Oh, to set it up that way? I didn't even notice it.
This is actually the display case here.
But I think it's a great opportunity for you guys to talk about gold, to say like, oh my gosh, yeah, this would be perfect. I've had about.
But we're gonna do the show first, then we'll get into all that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, I think
Well,
so.
we got because guys, I'm in crisis
When
mode.
you
So
gotta go?
let's get we
You
got
got
it.
Cool.
If we want to get all the stuff in.
You tell me when you got to go.
No, I mean I got the hour. Just,
That's good. There's a lot of stuff to do.
well, no, these guys need to respond. By the end of the day, these guys have to do something.
Oh, really?
Well, that's the other thing too. It's like they don't realize that. Like I'm the one that gets it, right? So something comes out, and there's no direct line to the studio people. So it comes to me. You know what I mean? Because people can tweet me or whatever.
They
So
can-
I'm the
they can
one.
reach
I
you.
call them. I'm like, guys, do you see this? And half the time they don't even know. It's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Cool. So we'll talk to Doc
Yep.
as long as we can. We'll
Okay, do you
bust
have-
off into the show,
Do you want
Okay.
his number?
and then we'll do the Never Too Hungover segment and a quick True Car read. We're going to do a DraftKings in the middle of the show after Doc.
Okay.
DraftKings came back, and that's it.
Do you want me to? I'm going to forward you his contact info right now.
The hotel's info, right?
Yeah, this is the.
Awesome.
How'd you guys get it?
Mr. Emrick, please.
So the way I got Doc is that my mentor back in Pittsburgh,
Pretty big deal.
my mentor back in Pittsburgh, knows him. They're friends, and he said, "Would you consider having Doc Emrick on the show?" I was like,
We'll
Yeah.
consider it.
"Consider it? Yeah, consider it done."
I actually
Like,
have
let's do it.
Eddie Olczyk's number 2 from working at NBC for all these years. He's talked to me multiple times, so I could likely line him up too as well.
We've got about 5 players on deck that are
Yeah.
next. So I think it's going good. 2,200 downloads last week. So
Really?
yeah,
Nice.
in a week. Yeah, so it's going exponential now. So that's why I want to get
2,200 downloads.
not too bad,
Not too bad.
shabby. So
Testing.
Sean, do you want us to open the show first and then we'll call Doc?
No, it's okay. We'll call Doc, and then if you want to start his conversation with, okay, let's take a quick break. We're going to talk to Doc Emrick. We're going to slide this in between your guys' intro. We'll do it after. So we don't have to mess around, but
He
just focus on Doc.
The only thing is he's expecting us about 6, so we have 20 minutes.
Yeah, so let's do
Let's do it.
Let's do,
Yeah, let's
do
just
it.
start the show, and then we'll go from there. Because I mean, this is a good week.
Yeah.
It's been awesome, and there's a lot going on with the changes of standings, etc. So
Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. The movie not opening next week. That's what's the crisis that's happening. But it's a good crisis.
it is or it isn't.
It's a good thing because they're opening the movie wide.
Oh wow!
And they weren't going to go wide.
And now they're going wide.
And now they're going wide. So in order to go wide, they need to market it and push the date. And everybody's acting like it's a bad thing, and it's not. And
Listen,
that's what they're straightening out right now.
Have you seen the trailer? It looks awesome.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. I got the trailer. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It looks great. I mean, I want to see the film. I think I have to
But
come
the
to
point is that now you're going to be able to see it in the theater as opposed to, VOD or on demand or whatever.
Well, it looks amazing. I can't wait. I mean that.
Yeah.
It has the requisite lots of people being shot in the head, which I really like.
Yeah, it's just funny. These guys are,
Well, I wouldn't worry about the.
Yeah, but somebody's got to get on it. And,
PR is PR.
Yeah, well, that's what they need to do, I guess. They're not.
All right, so why don't we? We'll riff a little bit.
Set up your player spotlight, set up the team spotlight, get into it.
And then we'll call Doc.
15-minute conversation. We'll keep it at that, and then we'll say, okay, we're gonna take a minute. We got Doc.
Great, and should I tee it off with this title sponsor Kevin and I talk about a little bit?
Yeah. So,
But we're not doing the ad.
Guys, welcome back to Dr. Hockey. We got Kevin back in the saddle with us. I want to give a quick thanks to our sponsors, Never Too Hungover, DraftKings, and TrueCar. We'll tell you a little bit more about those later in the show.
Sounds good.
Great.
Ready?
We're ready.
Dr. Hockey. Each week, Dr. J. Calvert puts his med school education to the test, along with co-host Kevin Connolly.
Manage a hockey team, I can manage a hockey team.
Carving up data, analyzing trends, dissecting player performance, and prescribe just what NHL teams need. Your appointment is now, and the doctor is too. Here's Dr. Hockey.
Welcome back, Kevin Connolly.
Happy to be here.
Good to see you,
here.
man.
A lot going on in the hockey world.
There's a ton going on, and I know you got a lot going on too. So we're both busy and running around, but it's been a great week, and we got a lot to talk about.
We sure do.
Especially, we are going to be interviewing the greatest hockey announcer of all time, I think.
This is a guest. It's definitely every guest is great, obviously, but tonight we have a special one, Mike Doc Emrick, right?
He's the man. He agreed to come on because I knew him through Dr. Ernie Manders and Christian Manders, who are buddies of mine from the University of Pittsburgh. And when I was at the Stanley Cup final a couple years ago, watching the Penguins beat the Sharks, yes, I have to say it.
Of course.
The Manders asked me, "Would you consider having Doc Emrick as somebody you'd like to meet at that time?" And then they said, "Well, what about the podcast?" I was like,
Would you consider it? You're like, yeah.
Done. We're done.
Considered and yes.
So it's going to be a great episode. Looking forward to getting through all the hockey. I do want to mention that we are really having great success with our sponsors. They've jumped on board and backed this show pretty well, which is great.
We got a new one today, right?
Well, we started last week with Never Too Hungover, I think was our first week, but this is they didn't send us this. So we've got this.
We have it
So we're going to try it tonight.
in the studio.
And they are our title sponsor. We're excited to give it a shot. And then maybe we'll run over to Goal and see if it actually works.
Exactly.
And also DraftKings came back. And so, I mean, they kind of were our first people to get on board. And then it's time for Kevin and Jay to do their picks.
DraftKings and anti-hangover stuff. That's good.
It sounds
that's our wheelhouse.
It's kind of a Vegas-esque.
I was going to say, exactly.
And TrueCar is on board for,
of course.
for the
They've
long
always
haul.
been great to us.
They're on it. So we're pretty excited. It's been a busy time in hockey. A lot going on. I'm pretty blown away by some of the teams that are really dominating the NHL, and I'm surprised at some of the teams that are struggling.
Do you want me to say it, or would you like to take the liberty of
Go ahead.
acknowledging it?
I want you to say it.
Yeah. Okay. I read a little stat today. Anders Lee, who apparently is going to be a guest on the show eventually, right?
I have met multiple
Anders
texts
Lee.
says he's in.
Anders Lee, since November 16th or something of last year, is 1 goal behind Kucherov for the most goals in the NHL.
Hey, he's amazing.
And nobody knows who he is. I mean, this guy's an all-star this year.
Yes.
He's already got 16 goals. And I think it's part of the problem with the market because, the Islanders are a team that should, if the All-Star game was today, should have 3, 4, maybe 5 guys on the All-Star team.
The team looks amazing.
Yes, they do. And Anders Lee is a star in the making, and some people need to start recognizing this guy. Notre Dame kid.
Yeah, he's doing great. I mean, I recognized him last year.
Yeah, he's a beast.
he was
so it'll be good to get him on the show.
Yeah, I'm shooting to get him either the 27th or the 3rd January, 27th of December or 3rd of January. If he can call in, it'd be great. Talk to your buddy Danny Carcillo. Yeah, he'd like to come on. Oleg Tverdovsky is confirmed for December 19th, which is a Tuesday. Okay. And next week we have super agent Pat Brisson, who's coming in from CAA. He's just going to come over from Century City. So
he's going to walk over right here.
But he's agreed to come on and talk to us about what it is to, be an agent, how he transitioned into that. So it's going to be really cool.
Nice, and I'm excited about the Doc Emrick thing. I mean, as a fan, you fall in love with your home team announcers, right? The guys you listen to, and you love them. But when Doc Emrick calls a big goal for your team, it just sounds different.
It's huge.
It's huge.
It's huge. It's so cool.
And also, too, the good thing about a guy like Doc Emrick, I think it just speaks to sort of his position of, he's nonpartisan.
Truly.
Right. And I
think,
really and I get it. The Islanders guys love the Islanders, and the Penguins guys love the Penguins, and that's the way it's supposed to be, for the 82 games. But when Doc Emrick calls it, he's excited no matter who scores.
Well, tomorrow night he's calling rivalry with the Washington Capitals and the Chicago Blackhawks.
Right, but you're not gonna you don't listen to that and go, oh God, he clearly loves the Blackhawks.
No,
right.
He's very neutral.
He's just a neutral guy calling out the big plays.
He does. He doesn't have one team score and it's like, oh.
Yeah, I mean you can. I mean, locally you can hear.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes it's like an eye roller. It's like, all right, we get it. You work for the
When Mike Lang used to call the games,
yeah,
he would just it was a Yager goal. It was incredible.
Right.
If it was Luke Robitaille scoring.
He was cheating.
Clearly. So yeah, we're excited to talk to Doc. We'll get him on in a few minutes. This week, I think we're gonna spotlight the Nashville Predators because they are really making a climb in the standings, and they're putting the hurt on a lot of teams. They've got a lot of talented players, and they're doing great. Our player spotlight, Blake Wheeler. This guy he's just on fire lately, and he is the reason the Jets are dominating.
I mean, are they dominating?
They are.
Is dominating a word that you would use? Where are they?
I have watched them play now.
A fair amount.
They are
38 points. They're right up there. They're at the top. Okay.
I called.
Fair enough. They're dominating.
I called my wife from the Ducks Jets game, and I said, you know what? These Jets look serious.
He's 6'5", huh?
He's huge.
That's a big.
But he's 31 years old. He's been around. This is a guy with experience. He's been in the league, and he's done great. And this year, something has gelled for the Winnipeg Jets, and
another American boy.
It's pretty exciting.
Minnesota.
Yeah, he's out of Minnesota. He's played. I think he first came into the Bruins, but we'll get to him in our spotlight and go through all that. But he's just really doing great. The Jets are on fire. There were some great fights. There's a really key trade with Sammy Vatanen and Henrique from the Devils. There's some impact to that trade. There's some other activity going on as well. And then we'll look at a few key injuries. And again, our upcoming guest, Pat Brisson next week, Oleg Tverdovsky on the 19th. Then if I can get Anders Lee for the second day after Christmas, that'd be great. If not, I know that Carcillo wants to come out and talk to Nick Schultz, who played for the Flyers for a long time.
Right.
He'd like to come on as well. So it's been good. We've got a lot of people that want to come and chat.
Carcillo will not be a dull guest. I can assure you that.
No way. It seems awesome.
No. Yeah.
That'll be great.
That's exciting. That's good radio right there.
And then big games last week. Not to take it away from the Jets, but or the Islanders. Kings 5-4 over the Capitals, who scored 2. Kings 4 over the Blues. St. Louis Blues, who were number 1, now sharing the spot with the with the Kings. Kings beat also the Blackhawks. I mean, they are making trouble. I, of course, was at the Ducks-Kings shootout loss for the Ducks, but it was a really fun game. There was a Kevin Bieksa one-punch knockout.
Were you at the game?
I was there.
I thought about you when I saw that.
that was the second one.
Vicious.
It was vicious.
Yeah,
it was brutal.
that was vicious.
I mean, Kevin Bieksa he's tough, man.
He's got a couple of those.
I've seen him put the
One
hurt on
punches.
Wayne Simmons. I've seen some big ones from him. So I think at this point, let's see if we can get a hold of Doc Emrick.
Dialing him up.
By the way, Sean Gosser, I didn't even get to introduce you. We're just on a tear since I haven't seen Kevin in a while. But Sean is our producer. He's making all the sound clips, making sure our sound is there, making sure we got everybody.
He holds
in.
it together.
He's our guy. He's got real experience in radio and recording, so we're happy he's.
He knows how to get somebody on the phone and patch them through.
That's which I do not.
I would never be able to do that.
I can't transfer a call. I cannot even transfer a call in my office. By the way, we were going to try to have Amy Jones come in tonight and have her splint taken off with you here.
Oh boy!
Because she had her nose job last week.
Did
She was on the show and she told everybody. So I'm not speaking out of school. But
Did you do the nose job? You
Of
did.
course, yeah, it went very well. This is Seth Jones' mom.
Does she get a discount for being on the podcast?
No, she did not get a discount.
Really?
I probably should do something nice for her.
Yeah, or give her a free. What do you call
Maybe
it?
a little Botox or
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
Yeah, we
a little
did
free
help
Botox.
She looks great. I don't know that she needs anything else.
Yeah,
She's
exactly.
really-
Well, eventually, right?
but the nose went great. She's doing well, but we're missing her tonight.
Surgery went well.
It went great.
Surgery went well. All your surgeries go well. Pretty tough.
That is so. I wish that were the case.
So-
Some of them are really tough.
To jump off topic while we're waiting for Doc Emrick, and Sean, let us know when you got it, but never too hungover. I mean, let's talk about the Hangover while we're at it.
Well,
Can you?
what is a hangover?
Well, I mean, I mean, there's part of that that's self-explanatory, but
Yeah.
you in this day and age, right? There should be something to just snap your fingers and make the hangover go away. Is this it? I mean, I don't know.
This is so. If you look at the ingredients on what's in here, when I look at it, to me, this seems like a sports recovery drink, which is all the same thing. So when you work out too hard, you get lots of. You get lactic acid doses. You get
Only 5
dehydration.
calories. 5 calories.
Yeah, 5 calories. But this has got all the things that you would need to feel good. Oh, you got them? All right. I think we got Doc Emrick coming up here. So
We'll come back to never too hungover.
yeah, we
Let's talk about Doc
definitely
Emrick.
need to talk about this more. But I think what we talked about last week was going on Dr. Guinea Pig with DeBro and Heather and like drinking a bunch of this, then going out and like attempting to
Or
to
just
prove it wrong.
keeping it in the fridge when you wake up with a hangover, see what happens.
I think it's good. All right, we're gonna try to.
Patching him in.
Oh, hello, Doc Emrick. Are you there?
How are you?
We are doing great. I've got Kevin Connolly with me right here.
Doc Emrick, big fan. How are you? Thanks for jumping on.
Pleasure to talk to you guys. One of you doing surgery and the other
Exactly. Thanks for joining us. We were actually just singing your praises before you got on. We were talking about how we all love to listen to our local guys call games and call big goals for our guys. But when Doc Emrick calls a big goal for your team with one of your guys, it's just got a different ring to it. So how'd you come to that?
Oh, I don't know. That's very kind of you to say. As a Pittsburgh Pirates fan, I know the feeling when somebody else is coming in and calling your team when you're a fan of the team. You like to hear a partisan call and you like to hear your guy. So you miss that when it doesn't happen. But if in some cases people are not totally turned off by a foreign place, that makes me feel good. I appreciate you bringing it out.
Yeah, I mean it's true. It's like your ability to remain nonpartisan doesn't go unnoticed. And I wish I could see a little more of it actually. But
The one team that I cheer for is the Fort Wayne Comets. It was my first team, and I still follow them, and I still hope that they win. And I'm very partisan when it comes to the ECHL. But within the National Hockey League, I like them all.
Yeah.
you do, but we're not going to put you on the spot. But quietly, do you have a team? We're not going to ask you, but quietly, do you have a team that you kind of root for? You grew up rooting for, or guys you lean towards?
I were both minor league teams that I cared about, and I never worked for either one of them. One in Fort Wayne and one in Hershey, Pennsylvania. And I maintain relationships with the hierarchy there, and they invite me back for things, which is nice. I get to MC the Hershey Bears Hall of Fame. Every year they induct some great old Bears into their Hall of Fame, and they let me come out on the ice and introduce them, and that's always an honor because I lived in Hershey for 5 years while I was working in Philadelphia, and so I got to be a Bears fan, and I still am a fan of the Comets. That's the team I saw play the very first game that I ever watched live. It was on the 10th of December in 1960, so it's coming up on another one of those anniversaries.
Wow.
I guess I've started to wobble us off the track.
No, we
way.
love it. We're and it's great though. So you just love you just want to see the big goal in the NHL.
Yeah, I agree.
For the game and all of those things that really appealed to me when I first was hoping to be a professional broadcaster. And part of it was that I didn't have to pay to get in. And that still is exciting for me. I'm here anticipating a game between Patrick Kane and Jonathan Taves, Alex Ovechkin, and maybe DJ Oshie if he's not hurt too badly tomorrow night. But I'm looking forward to seeing the Kings have won 5 in a row later on NBC tonight when they play Minnesota 2 in a row. And the great defense the Kings have and the goals against average, which is just unbelievable.
Yep.
And so that'll be exciting for me to watch tonight.
Fantastic.
We're like kicking around a few questions because this is a big interview for us because obviously we're huge fans, and there's so much talk in the game. What are your thoughts on the fights? I don't know how well you know Dr. J. Calvert, but he's got a bloodlust. He loves the fights. I love him when necessary, but what do you think it does to the game? Can we keep him? Do you lose him? Are you indifferent? What are your thoughts?
I think almost every fan has decided one way or the other, and I'm like them. You either love the sport in spite of it, you like it because of it, or you like it and it's just a part of it. I think it's a part of it that's probably not going to leave right away. Maybe someday it will eventually be banned and game misconduct will take place for fights. And maybe the fighting major will no longer be at the level. That's probably the evolution